barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Um, join the Patreon. Yeah, join the Patreon. Yeah. So I've had this thought for a couple of days, and I've been missing doing a video on this, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in 2019. Alexander Usyk is going to go up to heavyweight, and they're going to praise him. I have nothing wrong with them praising him. He's a unified cruiserweight champion of the world. He fought the toughest guys in his division. You can't blame him for when he was born. Same thing we would say about Roy Jones. Same thing you could say about some other fighters in between light heavyweight and cruiserweight. Those are kind of like the forgotten divisions in boxing, like 108, you know what I mean, and everything below 126. Those are like the forgotten divisions. And so you can't blame these guys. I give him 1,000% credit. This is not a disdain on Alec. This is not a video to discredit Alexander Usyk's boxing ability. Not one bit. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He's going to move up to heavyweight, and he's going to beat somebody. Maybe he'll fight somebody like Brian Jennings. Who's he fight with? Oh, he's on DAZN. So maybe he'll fight like, I don't know, a guy overseas or something. I don't know that no one has on DAZN. And everyone's going to forget Deontay Wilder fights at 209 pounds, 212 pounds. He has, I would say about 90% of his heavyweight career, he's fought under 215 pounds. And you guys going to say the point I'm making. The point I'm making is he's destroying guys at 209, 212 pounds. And yet will not be as praised as Alexander Usyk. They're not going to give him credit. They're going to say Alexander Usyk is doing amazing things. He's 215, 217 pounds is probably what he's going to weigh. And he's doing great things at heavyweight. And you're forgetting the heavyweight champion of the world up until this point has fought 90% of his fights under 215. And by round 5 and round 6, if you've done anything in the boxing gym, if you put 5 or 6 rounds at 100%, you done lost anywhere between 2 and 4 pounds at the minimum. So he's literally fighting at 200 and, whatever it is. So Deontay Wilder by round 6 was 205 pounds. Can you believe that shit as a heavyweight? But that's neither here nor there. But I'm just bringing attention to the narrative that people are going to say next year. I don't believe he'll defend his cruiserweight belt. But if I'm him, I would, if I had to give up a piece of my budget, I would want to walk in the ring as a cruiserweight champion of the world and have all those belts on me. It's just something I would want to do. Maybe you do a fight in your hometown. Excuse me, so your family and friends can celebrate the hard work that you put in. And I've seen Usyk fight live twice. He's, he fought some guy on Kathy Duva on the undercard of Triple G. Maybe maybe it was a Joe Smith. It was a Joe Smith fight. Maybe I don't know, but I saw him fight a undersized cruiserweight in terms of height. And it was a black kid from Main Events that Kathy Duva was promoting. I wasn't impressed with him then. I think he's good. I don't think he's great. I no disrespect. See, if I talk bad about the cruiserweight division, you're going to think that I'm discrediting him. He only can fight the people that's in front of him, and he obliviated that tournament. So I'm giving him credit, but the level of opposition just hasn't been there. And I'm excited to see, not excited to see. Why would I even say that? I don't even, I don't even put him on my calendar. You know what I mean? If I literally don't even put him on my calendar if he's fighting. I don't even think about him. Be honest with you. And I hate when people say, "Are you a boxing fan? Why don't you watch all the fights?" Nigga, that is the dumbest statement ever. I'm a Yankees fan. I don't watch the Chicago White Sox at all. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched a Chicago White Sox game. Let's take it even worse. I've never sat down on a Sunday afternoon and watched a Tampa Bay Devil Rays versus the Cleveland Indians. I wouldn't watch that game at all. In today's baseball, I wouldn't watch it. Or when the San Francisco 49ers, San Francisco Giants was averaging 2 runs a game when they had James Posey as catcher and they couldn't score. I think I'm going to watch them, and they had that. No, I ain't watching that. So that is the moronic when people say, you're a boxing fan, you're supposed to watch all these fights. No, I don't watch all these fights. I'm not a fan of every fighter. I love boxing, but I have the right to say, no, I don't want to watch it. Like the NBA. Let's take the NBA. I don't watch the Atlanta Hawks. I don't even know who's on their team. I don't even know. You know what I mean? Or those teams in Canada. Oh, well, Toronto's kind of relevant now. But remember years ago, Vancouver? I didn't watch Vancouver. I don't even know who was on there. Relatively speaking. Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal don't even know the players on their team. You know that segment they have? Who he play for? Charles Barkley gets it wrong every time. And he's an analyst. He's an NBA analyst. So that's a whole bunch of hogwash. You have the right. You have every right in your life to say no. People think say no. Shit. No. I don't watch every fighter. No. I don't watch him. No. Oleksandr Usyk doesn't impress me. I don't want to watch him. But he's a pound for pound. They said the same shit about Chocolatito when he became 44, 43-0 and came to America. I didn't see his first 40-something fights. He was a pound for pound king. Why didn't you watch him when he was 21-0? You wasn't watching him then. You ain't watching Telemundo and hitting mute. You're not watching these fights in the Philippines and these young up-and-coming Filipino fighters. Man, come on, man. People are just beside themselves. Like people think because you love boxing, you got to watch everything. You got to know everything. I don't know everything. And I choose not to know everything because my life is so. I have to encompass everything. I'm not saying I don't thirst for the knowledge of knowing everything, but I choose not to. And Oleksandr Usyk is not on my radar. I don't get excited. If Oleksandr Usyk was fighting, listen, he's going to fight somebody like Tony Thompson in his next fight. He's going to fight Samuel Peters or somebody. I don't know who he's going to fight. The heavyweight division. Frezzo Kendo. He's going to fight somebody like that, man. If they smart, maybe they put him in there with Shannon Briggs, Get him some American appeal. No one knows who he is in America. So they need to cut this shit out. Like, you got to watch a guy because they think he's the best. I didn't watch Chocolatito, and they say he was a pound-for-pound best. He wasn't that good to me. I'm like, he didn't have no defense. How can you be a pound-for-pound fighter and you can't defend a straight right hand against an orthodox fighter? Give me a fucking break, man. Yeah. Man, boxing fans are so fucking fickle and so fucking, man. Sometimes y'all amaze me. I watch people videos sometimes and I see the comments in the comment section. I don't know everything about boxing. I don't really care. I'll never know everything about boxing. So anyways, man, I just figured I'll just share that with you guys. But as I digress back into the subject, they're going to praise. Watch how much ESPN and all these guys are going to praise Oleksandr Usyk for moving up to heavyweight. That's an amazing accomplishment. But when you're a cruiserweight, fighting that heavyweight division your entire career, for the most part, give or take a few pounds, less give or take less than 10 pounds, that deserves credit. So anyways, man, I have Deontay Wilder in my top 5 pound for pound list. Maybe I'll do a barbershop conversations pound for pound list up to December of 2018. That's gonna be hard for me to do. It's hard. Just off the cuff. Terrence Crawford hasn't fought at 140 this year. He hasn't done it. See, here's the catch. People gonna have Terrence Crawford in their pound for pound list. For real, for real. I'm gonna save that for another video. I'm gonna keep y'all intrigued. Barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Uh, I gotta tell y'all the funniest shit ever. Some non-black person was in my comment section. Well, I'm just gonna assume he's non-black. He says he got mad at me because I said black was the dominant race. Science will tell you that. I'm not saying nothing that no one doesn't know. This is scientifically proven. This is I can say that as long as maybe you know what I'm gonna start. You know what? I'm going to start digging into these motherfuckers. Oh, I'm about to piss these motherfuckers off. I'm about to have me some fun because we got a big fight. See, here's the catch. Here's the catch. Whenever you got a big fight and it has that racial epitome, that racial dynamic, whether it's Puerto Rican, Mexican, black, Mexican, and there's no fear, when there is no fear from the other side who was, oh man, it's like, huh? You don't fear this? And then let's take it a step further. Everyone thinks that blacks are supposed to be inferior. And a lot of that has to do is because, anyway, I'm not going to get to that subject because it's going to force a whole nother conversation. But they get mad. They get agitated. Black boxing fans, if you're rooting for Earl Spence, if you're rooting for Tank Davis, don't take a step backwards. I'm telling you. Do not take a step back, whether you're in the comment section or whether you're having a comment water cooler talk at your job or shooting basketball with your friends. I didn't say be disrespectful and be racist, but and if you're a black fan rooting for the Mexican fighter, don't take a step back. If you think Mikey Garcia can beat Earl Spence and you black, hey, if you're Mexican and you think Earl Spence can beat Mikey Garcia, live in your truth, stand in your truth. Ain't nobody, listen, I'm not fighting nobody over what two men. You think that'll be the dumbest shit ever? I'm gonna fight another fan because he thinks Mikey Garcia is better than Earl Spence. Oh my god! You think I woke up 41 years old? Come on, man. Come on, y'all motherfuckers are stupid. But the nerve of people for me to discredit science. Blacks are the dominant race. Oh man, look at your crayons. If you don't believe me, I mean that's a simple analogy. Look at your crayons. Put a black line and put a white line on a white piece of paper and tell me what you see. That tells you what a dominant race is. And because that's the alpha and omega of colors, you fill in the blanks with the rest. You know that's a simple diagram if you need it. I'm gonna start opening up my videos. Blacks are the most dominant. It's the most dominant race. Oh man, I'm about to step on y'all motherfucking throat for the next 3 months. Oh man, if y'all think, oh man, we gonna have some fun. I'm about to go in the kitchen and start cooking up some shit because I'm gonna have some fun. But anyways, man, I just want to do this video and let you guys know. All right, if you're gonna give Oleksandr Usyk credit, make sure you give Deontay Wilder 2 credits. You know why? Because he's the heavyweight champion of the world. And you're gonna say, but Oleksandr Usyk is the cruiserweight champion. That's yesterday's news. I give him credit, but he wants to be heavyweight champion of the world. All right, and until he fights someone in the top 8, top 5, I'll say top 5. It's too easy to find someone in the top 10. But Jarrell Big Baby Miller, you know, Kronowski, if you can beat somebody like that, I'll give you props. You know, I don't think he has the pop for the heavyweight division, you know, personally. So his style of winning will be drastically different. And they're going to say, oh, but he moved up from cruiserweight. He doesn't really have the power. He's just outboxing these guys. He's he's so athletic, so agile for the heavyweight division. Meanwhile, Deontay Wilder is all that. and has knocked out uh, all but one opponent that he's ever faced. Barbershop Conversations, 15 minutes too long. Barbershop Conversations. We are the dominant race. I'm having fun with y'all. I'll holla. Peace.